Hey guys, it's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking NBA action, the Nets and the Jazz. It's wildcard weekend in the NFL, and we've got a special promo code. The code is WILD for 20% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net. The Nets are favored -2.5. The total is 231.5. And some news coming out earlier this week that Kevin Durant is probably, or he is going to be out for this game due to some COVID protocols. He has to quarantine and he's expected to be out all of next week. The Nets enter 3-4, 2-5 against the spread. Utah is 4-2 on the season, 3-3 against the number. We've got Craig Trapp here to break this one all down. Craig, what stands out to you in this matchup?
Well, I don't know if this line is, they already knew that Durant was going to be out, I'm guessing, because Brooklyn opened at 3. It's still only 2.5, so we haven't seen extreme line movement. So I'm guessing this line isn't going to see that movement unless we see more money come in on the Jazz. So when I initially look at it, I was like, man, that seems like I thought this would be a pick'em game, or maybe the Jazz favored by 1, because I assumed they didn't know about Durant when this line was made. But either way, I think the Brooklyn Nets, they've been a little disappointing lately, but I think maybe not having Durant, it's almost a silver lining because, when you have a great player, you just kind of throw him the ball sometimes and stand around. So I think actually Brooklyn will share the ball more, will move the ball more, and I think Levert, he's probably going to win the Sixth Man of the Year award this year. At least he'll be one of the favorites. I'm guessing he'll go into the starting lineup to at least get some of those minutes, and I think that is going to be plenty to beat a Jazz team that's just not been playing great. They are just 2-1 on the road. And I think you're going to have Brooklyn get this win and cover here. I really do think Kyrie will step up. And then, like I said, I really like Levert, and I think he'll step up and have a big game here.
I think for me, it looks like a good buy low situation for the Nets. If you do like the Nets here, just because, as you mentioned, they've been struggling lately. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games, I believe. And Spencer Dinwiddie tore his ACL, and obviously they won't have KD for this one. But this is a really deep team. They have all kinds of talents, not just KD, not just Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm not saying he's a superstar by any means, but definitely one of the key pieces to their offense. But it's a deep squad, and I think they definitely have a shot here. However, some other trends I'd like to bring up. The Nets have been really bad against the spread in the first quarter and the first half. So if you like the Jazz, maybe look at a first half bet. The Nets 2-5 against the number when it comes to the first quarter and the first half, and also first quarter unders 2-5 with 5 games to the under. So just some other things to look at. Anything else you're looking at when it comes to this one?
Well, not only Chelsea was that, let's remember the first game of the year, they were up big at both the first quarter and the first half. So the trend is even more just in the recent term if you take that off of that one. So I think the big key here is that number, that total is huge, 231.5. And I know Brooklyn team likes to play with pace, but historically, the last couple of seasons, Jazz are one of the better teams in the NBA on defensive side of the ball. Of course, Rudy Gobert, a defensive player of the year. I think 2 of the last 3 years, maybe, or at least last season. So I think you lean towards the under in that one. But my better play going to be taking the Brooklyn Nets minus the 2.5 here.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert is actually having a nice little season so far. Obviously, a small sample size, but second in the league with 13.7 rebounds per game. Other notes in this one: the Jazz are 5th in the league in 3-pointers made and 1st in rebounds per game. So, just a few other things to look at if you're looking at throwing some money on this game. But that's going to do it for our NBA talk here on Picks and Parlays. Great insight from Craig Trapp, as always. Craig, thanks for joining us.